I'm sorry. All right, so Dave Rubin, right?
Yeah.
Crazy.
Wait. So Hasan, have you ever met Dave Rubin? Do you actually know Dave Rubin?
Yeah, I thought I told you this already. We work together. We play basketball every Sunday. And
Wow.
yeah, I'm very familiar with him.
So
What's Dave like on the basketball
what
court?
position does he play?
Okay, so he's actually not bad. I will have to admit.
All right.
He's not as bad as you would think he is. He's pretty good. He plays like a shooting guard.
Okay.
Pretty much. That's usually. I mean,
Yeah.
classic, relatively athletic guy.
Bradley Beal.
Definitely better on the court than he is in the marketplace of ideas for sure.
Have you always thought, like, I'm legitimately, because you know that I've asked Anna this, and I'm not trying to be a pain in the ass, and you know that I've, like, how did you guys work? He's so stupid, Hasan. Like, even if he was right, he's a fucking idiot.
Oh, dude. Okay, so here's the thing. Dave Rubin was the first time I really questioned like how much leeway I give to ideological allies, like people who I perceive to be on my side, because I genuinely never realized how dumb he was. You know what I mean? And I don't know if it's because he is kind of a liberal who's like portraying himself as a conservative, and that's why he comes across maybe more stupid now, or that he was genuinely the stupid this entire time, but because he was a liberal, I just simply did not see it. But yeah, I don't know. It really shocked me to the core seeing how dumb he has become. I don't think he was this dumb, but maybe he was just repeating liberal talking points, so I never really questioned it.
I'm gonna guess that was what was going on, because I have actually looked. I didn't really watch him, or I wasn't really aware of him when he was on TYT, and then I kind of got like, okay, this guy's setting up this new hustle, and he's gonna we were pretty early. I was dunking on Dave Rubin, I think definitely before it was fashionable, and it was like. So, but I did go back to actually see what he was like on TYT, and it did just seem like somebody else would, articulate a point that they had researched and thought about, and he would just be like, "Yeah, because we need the EPA, and here's a Shakira joke," which is my other question, which is he was hired as a comedian.
He was never funny.
What,
he was never funny.
Yeah, what?
I knew that question was coming. I never thought he was funny. He was never actually funny. I didn't really understand why he was hired to begin with. That is a certainty. I can tell you that with a certainty. I just never questioned whether or not he was intelligent, but I never questioned whether or not he was funny. I knew he was unfunny from the moment I met him.
Okay, so that at least has always been clear. Not funny comedian.
Oh yeah.
Now, this is super ironic because last week while I was in a silent meditation retreat, dry jerking, I admit it. Now you're not going to laugh after you put that whole thing on the table? You fucking kidding me?
No, I'm laughing. Oh,
Jesus
God.
Christ.
Okay.
All right. Yeah. So. Easy.
Go on. Sorry.
So I was on a silent meditation retreat, and apparently Dave Rubin, well, I'll put it this way. He finally put something. Now in his iteration as a conservative, he is actually pretty funny. Check this video out. I'm sure you've already seen it, but we've got to play some of it.
Oh, let's watch.
So for those of you that aren't playing along on Twitter, God bless you, and you're probably living your best life. But basically, Quillette, which is run by Claire Lehman, who's a former guest of mine, who has been very friendly and nice to me on my show and in all of our private exchanges, has done about 4 hit pieces on me recently, where they're really trying to single me out of the IDW crew, that I'm somehow the worst because I sit down and talk to some people that they don't like, and I talk to these people on the right and I don't question them exactly as they want, and all of these things. And they keep just writing piece after piece. Now, I got a shit ton of haters these days, which really is just a sign that I'm doing something good.
Pause it.
I love that.
Yeah, do you take as a sign? Yeah, why do you love that, Hasan?
No, it's like, that's what Hitler said too. He's like, haters are my motivators. Like, I guess I must be doing something right if all these people want to if all these people hate on me, like what a ridiculous way. And these people aren't even hating on him. They're saying like it's fine if you're conservative. It's literally Colette. They're also conservative.
Right.
And they're saying it's okay if you're conservative. Just maybe do a better job questioning people like Stefan Molyneux when he talks about phrenology or low IQ people as a dog whistle to like ethnic minorities or whatever.
Yep.
But that's all that piece was, right? And
he
it's
literally
it's pretty fair criticism.
He is saying, right, Quillette is making like a brand pivot. And part of it is not ideological, but it's just a recognition that like if you're going to run around and your whole brand is no holds barred, fearless, we talk about ideas, having some like dimwit stare blankly into space while any crackpot, fascist, conspiracy theorist whack job sits on his couch and says anything just isn't a good look just on a brand level. And his response is like, I'm glad you said Hitler, because when I first saw this, I was like, if I had the budget, it would be like the sketch montage video of like Hitler, al-Baghdadi from ISIS, Jared the subway guy, of just a bunch of people say, hey, everybody hates me. Must be doing something right.
I've never thought that in my entire life. I wish I was like Dave Rubin. I mean, I have a lot of haters, but I've never been like, oh, I must be doing something right because these people hate me.
But
it's always the opposite. I'm always so deeply insecure about all my haters. I'm like, am I doing everything wrong? Dave Rubin, on the other hand, is sucking down a Junior Mint chocolate chip protein shake from the same shop that I go to every now and then as well. They have great protein shakes, but that's beside the point. And having a wonderful day, just raging.
Well, are you sure about that, Hasan? Well, first of all, because I would say I'm like you. I don't like nobody likes getting hated on. Everybody has their insecurities, and I feel like Dave. I don't know, man. This is a walking Periscope rant about how little he like. Do you really think he doesn't care? Because I'm getting a lot of care feelings out of this.
Yeah, you just see that he's shaking in his little booties, freaking out over an article that was like, hey, it's fine if you're a conservative, just admit it. And also when you're, stop platforming white supremacists without asking them questions. I mean, imagine being that bad at your job. Imagine being so bad that conservatives, which notoriously have a low barrier of entry, if you want to be a conservative pundit, are wholeheartedly coming together, banding together to hate on you, including people that have been ousted from the community, like Milo Yiannopoulos. Like, how pathetic do you have to be that conservatives are getting together and being like, dude, we don't want you anymore?
Well, I've always said, I think the only thing that ever struck, like, I think, like, whatever, there actually is a purpose in talking and dunking on Dave and Steve Crowder, which we should talk about for a second, too, because I know you just actually did something on Steve, so let's talk about that for a minute. But there is a substantive purpose because they generate so much negativity and they facilitate so much garbage. And again, it isn't just because they have different politics. It's absolutely because he's like a blank dimwit who has allowed people to spew anything on his show without any critical awareness, while at the same time maintaining the posture that he's, engaging in open ideas and not like essentially, dimwit propaganda. So it actually matters to like clarify the record on what somebody's actually doing in their work. But but on a personality level and as like a comedian, the thing that's always struck me about Dave, that the key to doing I'm just interested in ideas and I just don't care. I'm just going to live my life. It's very rare to find somebody who is so, like, he's genuinely a stupid guy. He's not smart. And he's so fucking cynical. Like, that's rare, man. Like, when you meet somebody who's like super craven and just like, whatever, I'm just like, I'm going to do what I do. I don't really care. They're usually a little bit more clever. And people who aren't, and some people who aren't as clever.
Yeah, like Ben Shapiro.
Yeah, Ben Shapiro is not as smart as the New York Times says he is, but he's not like a stone cold moron. And like Dave Rubin is both like super cynical, but also like Bolsonaro. It's far out.
Yeah. It's I don't know. I mean, I guess maybe that's like how you have to be as someone who is from a marginalized background, historically marginalized background, like that you have to be really dumb or just super shameless, like Milo. You know what I mean?
In terms of like the right-wing racket.
Yeah, because like look at Candace Owens. Like, I mean, look at every token, every single race trader or every single like I guess marginalized community trader that goes conservative for the grift comes across really pathetic and stupid, possibly because they can't be too smart, or they can't appear to be too smart. Otherwise, they would have to admit that they're being ridiculous. Right?
I think you're right, but I think as an example, I'm talking just on a very like Candace Owens is obviously, in my opinion, like a really, really bad person promoting lies.
And also really dumb, though. Don't you think Candace Owens
not
is
as dumb as Dave Rubin?
Stupid as Dave Rubin?
No, not as stupid as Dave Rubin.
Really?
No. Dude, I don't know of anybody. I cannot think of a single person with any kind of media platform that is as dumb as Dave Rubin. I cannot. I can't.
Wow. No, I would say Candace Owens is like right up there with how stupid Dave Rubin is. I mean, she said Jeff Bezos was a socialist. Like, she unironically was like, well, Jeff Bezos is a socialist. He wants socialism.
Yeah, but she just says that because, like, here's the difference. Candace Owens has a script, and she's gonna say fucking nonsense. And here's the thing. Here's what I mean about cynical. Candace Owens says that because that's what's to say. And I don't even think she thought about it one way or another. Dave Rubin is the type of guy where Candace Owens says that to him, and he's like, oh my God, I thought Amazon was great. I wanted them to take over the post office. He's a socialist?
I think no one gave him the talking points because they were like, well, this gay dude was also at the Young Turks. Maybe he's an op. We don't trust him. So the Heritage Foundation actually doesn't send him the same talking points that they send to like Steven Crowder and Candace Owens and whatever, which is why he's not in unison with the rest of them. And God knows, none of these dipshits are actually going to do the reading. Obviously, they're not going to like go and read like, I don't know, Milton Friedman or whatever to figure out or really? To like morally justify their axioms on the conservative end. They're just getting the talking points. That's why they all sound identical.
That's right.
And I guess Dave Rubin, for some reason, didn't get those talking points, and that's why he consistently embarrasses himself in front of actual apes like Joe Rogan. I mean, Joe Rogan
shots fired,
openly
bro.
admits. Yeah, I mean, Joe Rogan openly, he's the first person to admit that. He's not like a very intelligent person, and I think that's part of the reason why he's a likable dude, because he's not a very intelligent person. And because he's not a very intelligent person, he does a pretty decent job of interviewing people in a very positive way and getting them to like describe their perspective and all that. And it can be really damaging if it's, some psychopathic white nationalist.
Right.
But it can be.
He did some good reasoning with Dave on the whole UPS
But yeah, he
thing.
Dunked on Dave. He dunked on
and he
him.
wasn't even trying to.
That's how stupid Dave Rubin is.
Yes. You've just watched a Michael Brooks show video, and you can watch all of our full main live shows every Tuesday night at around 7 p.m. Eastern Time, and subscribe to get all of the clips you want. We're covering the globe. We're focusing on international relations, the intellectual dark web. We're having fun. We're doing deep dives with a lot of amazing guests. Of course, become a patron for the whole thing at patreon.com/TMBS, or subscribe to this YouTube channel and help us keep growing and get that content out there. Subscribe below.